On March 31st, at EFC 68, 4 men enter the hexagon in 2 battles that will redefine the lightweight division. South Africa's Martin van Staden is legendary, holder of an astonishing 19 knockouts in his immense 35-fight career. He reaches the peak of his powers when he steps into the hexagon to fight for the lightweight title. England's Hughes is undefeated, going 8-0 throughout Europe and dispatching Dion Brunning at his EFC debut to book a shot at the belt. A father fighting for his young family, he will not go easy. The legend of Chris Bright stretches long. He headlined the very first EFC card, and on the eve of a title shot, removed himself from competition. Today, he has put himself back in the professional arena and in the path of one of the organization's most fearsome. Former champion, the USA's David Mazzani, knows the art of war like few others. He has seen the darkest side of the sport and ascended to the brightest. Having lost the lightweight title nearly 1 year ago, he is on a journey to get it back. On March 31st, 4 men compete in a quest for 1 title. This is the countdown to EFC 68, proudly brought to you by Keith Ho Bet Exchange. Martin van Staden fought his first fight in the EFC 7 years ago. Since that initial performance, he has entered the hexagon 15 times and made a career of war. Dubbed the Punisher, he is most famous for hands so heavy that with seemingly just a touch, warriors in front of him fall down. Dogged by a violent past that saw him clashing with the law, he found the sport of MMA at the age of 25, and since that moment has never lifted his hands in anger again. He has fought for the EFC title on 2 occasions, the first time losing out to a decision closer than close, and in the second, understanding an essential truth: that van Staden would need to drop down a weight division to fully utilize his immense potential. At what might have been near the end of his career, he discovered a new vein of depth in his craft and peace within himself, a vital pairing to turn the Punisher from the violent and lost soul he once was to the precise competitor he has now become. On February 13th, he received a call from the EFC organization, offering him a shot at the lightweight title. On that day, he was poised to sign a fight in Europe. On that day also, he was celebrating the day of his birth. For van Staden, there was no hesitation. He knew that to fight for the title, now, is perfect.
The most important thing to me in my life is obviously my wife and my family. Family comes first. I just try and live the way that and treat people the way I want to be treated, I'd say. Come here. I don't really have a code that I live by. I just live my life to the fullest every day and I enjoy what I do.
To all who know him, the secret ingredient to van Staden's newfound solidity is clear. On the 22nd of April, 2017, he married, creating a union that is the base of his fighting life. Now on the title trail, he finds no time for distractions or compromises. Every area of his life is geared toward the goal of fighting excellence.
I try not to get too involved in what he does because that's when you influence decisions and change journeys. I think leave him to be and do what he needs to do.
While home is an oasis of peace, the place where van Staden's heart lies, it is also the castle from which he prepares for the coming fight. On March 31st, he faces a man equally motivated, who, like himself, will go to any lengths to win. This is a prospect that looms real. For van Staden, home is where the heart is. But the hexagon, and the fury of the fight, is the seat of his obsession. Van Staden currently holds a record of 25-10. That's 35 times that he has gone to war as a profession. He has seen the rise of MMA on the African continent, fought in every arena on his way to the top rungs of the EFC ladder, and experienced every kind of adversity within the fight. In 2010, his left bicep was ripped from the bone, an injury that did not stop him from completing the bout. In 2013, the ligaments in his right knee were severed, putting him in surgery and intensive rehabilitation. Against all predictions, he was back in competition in 10 months. Van Staden is a warhorse, one of the greatest Africa has yet produced. For the Punisher, the lightweight belt, forged in his own land, seems rightfully his.
What I love about fighting, oh man, I just think it's the rush, the adrenaline. Just to know the guy standing across from you is going to try and hurt you and try to finish you, and you're going to try and do the same thing to him. I think it's that fear of the unknown. You never know what's going to happen in a fight. You can always plan. You can drill a certain technique 10,000 times before the fight, and then your opponent won't throw that. I think that's the biggest rush.
In this weather, innit? I can't wait to get to South Africa.
Born in Liverpool, England, Gavin Hughes is a supremely gifted fighter. As a professional, he has gone 9 matches without loss, with only one of them going to a decision. As an amateur, he was undefeated also. Always close with his father, his hero and mentor passed away when Hughes was 21 years old, leaving an empty space. Hughes was at a loss until the sport of mixed martial arts stepped in to fill that gap. Liverpool's men are conditioned by the cold and their city's industrial history. His forefathers were sailors and shipbuilders, men who ventured out and conquered the world. Hughes fought in the streets before he became a sportsman. Now the warrior and the athlete have become one. Through his own experience, understanding deeply the need for direction in life, Hughes has taken on the role of coaching the young people of his city in the art that has given him purpose. He sees his work as far more than a means to make a living. Rather, it is an opportunity to change a young person's life, to set them on a path filled with self-determination.
Felt like growing up myself, anger, a bit angry and stuff, and you can see it can lead on to other things, like people can go to jail. Start of life is important. There's 2 ways you can go, isn't there? If you're not academically good in school, It's a struggle sometimes. I wasn't the most intelligent person, so when I left school there wasn't much for me to do, you know. So I do feel like I'm trying to pass that on. You don't have to always be the brainiest in the class to like achieve something in life. I believe I'm achieving something. I'm being a role model for these kids, and I love it. I love putting a smile on their face. I love and seeing them compete as well, put a smile on my face, which we've been doing recently with the kids.
As a new father himself, with his 7-month-old daughter Rosie and Amy, his partner of 9 years, waiting for him at home, Hughes' work as a coach feeds directly into his passion as a fighter.
I was really close to my dad, but whatever made just made everything a lot more easier. Wasn't very good at anything else, but I'm good at this.
Liverpool's notorious Blackledge MMA is the testing ground, feeding ground, and battleground from which Hughes has prepared his assault on the fighters of Europe, and from where he now prepares to take the EFC title. Under the tutelage of Tom Blackledge, a respected fighter across the globe, who now adds his hard-won knowledge to the process of turning Liverpool's men into world beaters, Hughes is tempered for the rigors of the coming title fight. Preparing to take on the might of Van Staden's experience, the power of his heavy hands, and the desire for a title shot that is of his own country, Hughes is leaving nothing to chance. On March 31st, the man from Liverpool will be bringing the steel of his hometown to unseat the king of another. He will travel 12,000 kilometers to a foreign land to take everything his opponent holds dear.
I'm coming to your town, your hometown, to take your belt and bring it back to Liverpool. Trust me.
Come ready, my brother, because we're going to throw down. You're going to know all about South African fighter when you land here and we square off. Just make sure you're ready.
On March 31st, Van Staden and Hughes reach a pinnacle in their careers. For both men, family and livelihood are tied to the possible title. For both, pride drives them forward. Pride for their tribe and for their nation. And underneath it all, beaten, is the will to win, the desire for warriors to face the ultimate test.